Hi everyone, it's me, Julie O'Connell. I'm coming on here to do this live. I am really saddened by all the missing children that I get on my Facebook feed. It is really sad. In 2023, 294 of them were Native American children. If you see something, say something. If you are witnessing a crime happening, please report it to the police. Please help these missing children find their way homes, because there are many entities out there that are trafficking children. It's not just the Native American children, it's everyday people's children. And we need to start making tougher laws on these entities that are trafficking children, like Scientology. Scientology traffics children from state to state, from country to country. So does other religious organizations. We need to make it so that that is illegal in this country. We also need to make it so that it is illegal for somebody, if you witness an abduction, that the police will do something right away. Because I've seen in some videos where the police have told people not to follow these people. Sadly, some of them are recovered, but most part, a lot of these children are not recovered. And it's really sad to me, because we are supposed to be one of the most powerful nations in the world, but yet we don't do anything to try to find these missing children. It is heartbreaking. I mean, I see it every single day on my feed where a new child has gone missing. There's been several Native American children out of Kentucky that have gone missing. I mean, it is very heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking anywhere you look at it. In Maryland and in New Jersey and in Delaware, we've had many Amber Alerts. Sadly, the one up in New York, up at the Lake George area, they caught the person responsible. And that person responsible was her father. He brutally murdered her. Yet he lied and said she was taken in a white van to cover up his crime. We need to be mindful that people are grieving. We've lost a lot of stars from the 80s that we grew up on just this past month. We need to come together and just treat each other with kindness. Kindness is free. But the missing children, our country needs to do more about this. And the Center for Missing Children has been putting out posts every single day on Facebook about missing children. I follow them, and it is heartbreaking. There are so many missing children in this country. In 2023, there was over 28,000 missing children. That's a lot of missing children. There's also missing adults that have autism. And I can tell you, people with autism or Down syndrome, they might have a childlike mind. So they might go with somebody who's asking for help finding their puppy or giving candy. So please tell your children about stranger danger, because it is very real. We used to get trained every time we were at Marshall's Home Goods about Adam Alert. Or when they would say code Adam, it was for a missing child. Everyone knows the story about Adam Walsh and how, they found his body, but they didn't find the head. So just be careful. I mean, when you're out doing stuff and when you're going into the deep woods, make sure you have protection. Make sure you have a backup plan, because there are a lot of people that go missing every year in the national parks in our country or in the deep woods in our country. just be mindful. I mean, be aware of your surroundings. Look around. Make sure you're near a nice known campsite because you want the public to be able to see you. You want the public to be able to know that you were there. And you want to leave a footprint of where you've been. Because if you go in the backwoods and there's nobody around, there's no one around to help you. Just be mindful of everything that you do because there are a lot of missing children. There's even a case up in Canada that they're still looking for Lily and Jack Novak. It is very sad. I mean, my heart is breaking for these families right now. My heart is breaking for all these children that have gone missing and that there's no closure for the families. A lot of times they don't find the bodies. A lot of times there isn't closure for families. But we need to make it a priority to help these families grieve. And there's a lot of predators out there targeting our children, essaying our children, harassing our children, bullying. I don't stand for bullying at all. Bullying is harmful. It's one of the most harmful practices. I come from a place of peace and love and support generations, that support peace and love. And support people who are kind and caring and doing the right thing and treating each other with kindness. Sadly, for these families, there isn't much closure for the missing children because a lot of times they are never found. A lot of times they don't know what has happened to their child. In some cases, they do know what happens, and they'll never get closure because the people that do this kind of stuff or harm another child could be their best friends. So be mindful, too, of who you hang out with. Be mindful of the people around you. Make sure that they are good for you around you, that uplift you, that help you spiritually. For me, being a Christian, I don't take lightly to the bullying because the bullying is harmful. I know this to be true because I've seen many people who have unalived themselves. And in Scientology, there's many children that have unalived themselves. If you look at Liz Gale Scroll on her channel, there's a lot of children's names on that scroll that have unalived themselves because of Scientology and the harmful practices of Scientology. This is why I fight every day to try to end this cult of Scientology. Yesterday, Aaron Smith Levin was protesting the Church of Scientology, and he was arrested for throwing this powder called Holly powder, which is like a type brand of chalk that you put on a sidewalk. I don't understand how it could be a misdemeanor. He did nothing wrong. That Scientologist's back was turned to him. He claims he was in respiratory distress, but yet he had a mask on. If you're in respiratory distress, you're going to want to take your mask off and breathe freely. So I don't believe that Aaron did anything wrong. The reason why they protest the Church of Scientology because it is so harmful to children. Look at Jamie Mustard's story. Look at how they kept children, the children of the cadets, for the Sea Org organization. He was made to live in his filth and for decades. He was made to live in his filth, and he was never taught how to bathe himself. He was never taught how to have clean sheets. He was never taught to have anything. When he was 2 to 3 years old, he said he slept on a dirty mattress on the floor with no bedding. How this can be happening in our country is disgusting, to allow the Church of Scientology to get away with these crimes. They didn't call an ambulance for Lisa McPherson when she died. Instead, they drove her an hour away, knowing full well she was dying. And they covered it up. The Church of Scientology covered this up, the same way that they tried to cover up the Whitney Mills case. There is text messages between her and her handlers about the drop the body assist, which even police thought kind of sounded suspicious, like unaliving herself. They lie about their policies and their tactics. This is why human trafficking entities need to be stopped. Sadly, the Amy Bradley case will never be solved until they actually find her. I can tell you, her brother has been on a crusade lately to try to find what happened to her sister. There's people out there that know. And this guy, Yellow, who is aboard the cruise ship, the Royal Rhapsody of the Seas, he absolutely knows what happened to Amy Bradley. How would he have known that she had gone missing before it even was announced? I think he had something to absolutely do with it. And the FBI needs to wake up, because he knows exactly where Brad's sister is. We just need to support our children, and if they say something's bothering them, listen to them. Listen to them big time. I can tell you what Tracy Smith did to me on a daily basis. She decided she was going to do psychological warfare. And what do I mean about psychological warfare? My mom actually had to come into the school and say, "Hey, can you please take my daughter out of these classrooms with Tracy Smith?" Because of the bullying that she was creating for me. She created psychological warfare on me. And she would threaten my family. She would threaten me. She did a lot of things that were harmful. And she knows she did. And this is why I don't support people like that. And I don't support people who comment underneath other people's comments, claiming they don't know what they're talking about. I absolutely know Jason and Tani Presley created Horse Plus Humane Society. So, don't sit here and say I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Just be kind, because life's too short and things are happening that are beyond my control in this country. That's why I support people fighting every single day for the animals in this country. That's why I donate. Maybe if they would stop to think about it, instead of trashing somebody else and actually doing the work and helping by donating, they would know what's going on. The slaughter pipeline is horrible. The big lick industry is horrible. The human trafficking aspect in our country is horrible. Diddy did all those things that was stated in the trial. And there's many women and children that have come forward and that were abused by Diddy. Same with what happened with Epstein and the Harry Weinstein thing. There were many children trafficked by these individuals in this country. But yet the government takes a blind eye when it's a high-profile person. Because money walks. and money talks. I don't support this. This is why there needs to be tougher laws, and that the statutes of limitations need to be lifted for any member who's escaping a cult. Whether it be a Jehovah's Witness, whether it be a Catholic, whether it be a Scientologist, because there is a lot of things harming our children right now. And we need to start doing something about it instead of denying that these bad entities don't exist. We need to start talking to our children about violence and what it means to be violent. What emotions that are, causing these people to be violent. For example, rage is one of them. And also, I can tell you, Chris Benoit, I used to watch all the WWE stuff in the early 80s and 90s. Chris Benoit killed his own family because of him being on steroid rage. He was supposed to be on a show, and he missed his flight, and they kept calling him, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm coming. Well, they found his whole family deceased in their house because of him. This whole thing is scary. And people don't realize when you do steroids, it can ravage your body. It really does. It affects your heart. It affects everything. It's the same with drug and alcohol. Many children are brutally savaged by people that are under the influence of something. That's why I talk about these hard topics, because we need to make sure that people are aware of these crimes that are happening. I don't support people who are uneducated. Because there's things going on in this world that we don't necessarily know. And for every year that a child goes missing, that's another year a parent or a loved one or a sister or brother is having to worry about where their sister, their brother, is gone. Same with the parents. Just be mindful. If you see something, say something. If you see somebody targeting another human being, report it. Report it to the police. Because bullying should not be a thing. Bullying and targeting of others should not be a thing. I see it every day in the YouTube space. I see it every day. Growing up, I saw it every day. So please be mindful of your actions. Please be helpful instead of targeting somebody else because you feel like their comment isn't right. Just don't do that because it's disgusting. Thank you and have a great day.